Hi, good day everyone. I hope you are doing fine. Let me introduce myself. My name is Victoria Valentina, the student of California Intercontinental University under the doctorate programs. And for these assignments, I learned about the management 620 about risk management. Therefore, I would like to share some thoughts about risk management in food industry and under supervision of Dr. Shakirullah. I myself is a food practitioner who has a decades of experience in the food industry. Therefore, in these presentations, I would like to share about some contents related to the trends, requirements, best practices in the food industry. The food industry itself faces a plethora of risks, like evolving demographic trends, contaminants of ingredients and end products, changes in consumer taste, compromised quality of ingredients, and changes in national, regional, or even global regulations. So considering this encompassing nature of risk, companies must take measures to mitigate the risk involved. How to manage risk in the food industry? Is it by using the technology, the system, or the people that involved in managing risk? Therefore, these presentations discuss the current risk management trends, the requirements, and also the best practices in the food industry. The risk management trends. We are all familiar with the quote that the only constant in life is change. In the era of globalizations and the COVID-19 pandemic, companies need to be fast to adapt to change and anticipate potential disruption for business sustainability. With the increasing pace of information flows, it seems that the acceleration towards the future is getting faster and faster. This applies to suitable identifications of new risks and how to mitigate them. Whichever company can see change and its associated challenge as new opportunity will adapt and thrive better than the company that stands still and becomes outdated. Leaders should also make efforts to minimize and avoid risks where possible and prepare a tool that can create value and achieve higher performance level for the future. Some of the recent risk management trends involve technology as an enabler for effective risk management, data-driven risk management, a focus on emerging risks, increasing regulatory compliance requirements, and also increasing the role of the board in defining business strategy in conjunction with implementing enterprise risk management. The influence of organizational culture is high on the agenda of the companies as it shows positive results during the implementation of risk management program. Deloitte itself did a research and identified a number of trends in risk management, such as the involvement of cognitive technologies that augment human decision making, risk transfer advancements for examples like insurance, contracts, and novel financial instruments, and also another trend about advances in behavior sciences that help understand risk perceptions behavior to improve decision making. This slide explains a bit more about the cognitive technologies that augment human decision making. With the fast development of artificial intelligence, it drives development and easy access to huge amount of data that smart systems will assist and even might replace human-led risk management. In the spirit of improvements, I think we are all agree that this is supposed to help the decision making and help also to provide us more data and also analysis related those data in making our decisions easier and more accurate. The second trend that mentions about risk transfer advancements. So some instruments that has been developed like novel financial instruments, contracts, insurance will be used increasingly by organizations to protect them from risk of climate change, business disruptions, cyber attacks, geopolitical risks, terrorism, and many more challenges that needs to be faced. The last trend is about advances in behavior sciences. This is important to understand risk perceptions because it is influences risk behaviors and improve risk-related decision making. In this case, companies need to respond to changing risks with an open mind and a willingness to adapt as quickly as possible. Interestingly, risk can become a performance enabler, and most of the time, innovation will experience a tailwind in achieving deliverables with regulation catching up afterwards. The second topic that I would like to emphasize in this presentation is about risk management requirements in food industry. Deploying risk management strategies is proven to be beneficial for companies in the long run because no company can predict every challenge or disaster that comes its way correctly. In the food industry, risk management is closely linked to consumer health due to its ability to cause significant illness breakout. Industry players need to embrace the consumer's operational and scientific perspective of food safety to identify and mitigate the risk. Some basic requirements need to be covered to ensure a holistic approach to risk management in the food industry. For example, safe coverage for supply chain risk. The supply chain is critical in the food industry, especially if the ingredients come from different parts of the world. It can be interrupted by adverse weather, damage in a supplier locations caused by acts of nature, price increases, and infrastructure issues. Companies cannot depend on any individual supplier because if anything happens with this supplier, production will grind to a halt, leading to loss of income, inconsistency of quality, and supply to the market. This risk can be avoided by ensuring insurance cover for the ingredients and the end product. Another point that I would like to highlight, consumers expect to receive a product of high quality that is safe for consumption. Therefore, the company has an interest in ensuring good manufacturing practices for food hygiene and safety. Another requirement in food industry for implementing risk management. We see in this slide that compliance to the regulations is important. We have a national body like FDA or Food and Drug Administration. We also have a regional regulatory body and global regulatory body like the Codex Alimentarius under the World Health Organizations and Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations that make a sum of guidelines related to the international food standards. In this slide, another requirement that needed in the food industry is about brand innovations. Consumer preferences are changing constantly, and companies need to keep up if they do not want to lose market share to competitors. For example, the trend about the allergy-free, kosher, halal, and organic, and also maybe the new one is a plant-based products, which force the company to continue research and develop either new variety of flavors or new types of packaging. I will continue my presentations with explaining about best practices of risk management. Business risk is any risk that results from events, actions, conditions, or circumstances that could affect a company's ability to achieve its objective and realize its strategy. The success of a company depends on how well it manages risk. So the best practices in managing risk, as supported by top management, entail clear business strategies linked closely with risk management policies, involving the right stakeholders, and having a transparent and effective communications and close monitoring of risk. The implementation of risk management in the food industry because mainly focuses on ensuring safety and quality. This can help to minimize or avoid product defects and mistakes that can jeopardize the business. Companies can protect themselves from the risk of lawsuits and even acts of nature by leveraging the risk management tools and practices especially developed to protect from food safety incidents. In this digitized world, there is an ongoing development in the area of risk management software that also helps identify responsible partners, prepare employers with continuous and thorough trainings, and leverage technology more effectively. And for the conclusions, what I would like to emphasize that food industry must lead the way in implementing risk management because it is closely linked to consumer health. Food producers cannot underestimate contaminants like chemicals, physical and microbiology risks. Therefore, the producers need to follow the local, regional, and global standards according to their operation scopes, and the success depends on top management and the technology that they implement, but continuous process developments to implement risk management. I hope the presentation is clear and beneficial for you. If there is further feedback, please do reach out to me. And thank you very much for the attention. And here are the references for your review. I hope you have a good day. Thank you.